Hello and greetings from my channel, it's Kryles and welcome to another video. Today I'm finally going to make good on my promise of a topic I hinted at in a previous video, good for me. So the other week I woke up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated from a good night's rest and decided to pick up the controversial Korean manhwa Killing Stalking. Well, let me tell you, did that sour my fully rested body. I literally could not put it down and read all 67 chapters within the first half of the day and then spent the rest of the day catatonically lying on the couch contemplating all of life's biggest questions with the sound of a dramatic rendition of Killing Me Softly echoing in my head. Let me tell you, the author of this series, Kugi, had definitely thrown me through the ringer while reading this story, and I have lots and lots of thoughts about this bad boy. No, I mean like the manhwa, not him.
Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
So for those of you who have not heard of this manhwa, which is the Korean version of a manga, Killing Stalking is a story that centers around the character Yoonbum, a very depressed, repressed, and mentally tortured Korean late 20-year-old who, from the experiences in his life, ends up being a little bit of a creep and a stalker. Our story starts by explaining that Yoonbum has become very infatuated with another 20-something-year-old male named Oh Sung-woo. One thing leads to another. Yoonbum mashes the tune of Funky Town into Sung-woo's keypad to get into his house.
Won't you take me down to Funky Town?
And ends up inside his crush's home. He wanders around, ending up in a basement where he sees a mostly naked, tied-up woman, and before we the audience know it, whack! Sung-woo appears from the dark behind and knocks Yoonbum with a baseball bat to the back of the head. Talk about blunt force trauma. However, this does not knock Yoonbum unconscious. He tries to escape up the stairs, gets tripped down by Sung-woo, and dragged to a wall. Then, right before Sung-woo whacks him again on the head with the baseball bat, Yoonbum blurts out his feelings for Sung-woo. Feels like now might not be the best time, bud. But this seems to keep Sung-woo from killing his stalker. See what I did there? Killer, stalker, killing, stalking. Yeah, that's why it's called that. Yoonbum then seems to be in the clear, right? Well, as soon as Sung-woo begins to bring him upstairs and Yoonbum asks if he's really going to be forgiven, Sung-woo turns around and pushes him back down the stairs, knocking him out. Fun! Also, so I know that I've stated this, like you saw with the trigger warning, Killing Stalking is a very intense story with graphic, violent, and traumatic themes, a lot of which were even hard for me to handle. But I wanted to make it clear that I'm not going to try to make this whole video so dark, so if you're wondering why I might sound like more jovial or I'm poking fun, that's my deflection, okay? I need to deflect, it's heavy shit, okay? Okay. So, eventually Yoonbum wakes up. He is chained up with the girl in the basement, who is now dead, and Sung-woo, you know, the psycho that he had a crush on, is standing above him with a hammer and misery style breaks his ankles. Wow, it's like love or something. Sung-woo feeds Yoonbum, kisses him, bathes him, clothes him, and even lets him stay upstairs instead of the basement for the rest of his days. Hashtag couple goals, am I right? Hi, just in case it's not obvious, what I'm doing right now is sarcasm! So, why the sarcasm with the horrific scenes I just described to you, you might be asking? Well, it's because Killing Stalking seemingly has received a very, very bad reputation. Why is that? It's because of the yaoi fandom. Now, you might be asking, what's yaoi, Kryles? Well, I'll tell you. Yaoi is a genre of manga, or in this case, manhwa, as well as anime and other media. It is also known as the boys' love genre. Yes, more gay things. Sorry, not sorry. Yaoi is a pretty popular media in Japanese and Korean storytelling, as it is a type of erotica when it comes to romance stories. And I know what you're thinking, but Kryles, is this not about two men who are sexually involved and in love? Sexually involved? Sure, at plain point we can call it that, even though I'd call it more like power dynamically involved, but in love? No. And that is the problem. The yaoi fandom are fetishizing, glorifying, and promoting this story as a misunderstood love story. And let me tell you, they are wrong. Any person, no matter if they make a shipping TikTok, Tumblr post, or tweet about how cute Yoonbum and Sung-woo are together and they're made for each other, are wrong and sick in the head. They are missing the point of this story by miles. This is not a yaoi. It is a horror manhwa. The author has even stated that. It's really unfortunate too, because Killing Stalking is actually a great example of horror, with modern and more untouched themes because of their darkness and depravity. I tried to even talk to some friends about Killing Stalking after reading it myself, but got shut down with them saying they don't want to talk about a piece of media from their point of view, from the only knowledge they have of the story, is one said to be glorifying and romanticizing sexual abuse and mental illness. But it's not. That has happened because of the shippers and yaoi fangirls that have taken the story and projected their own perverse ideals onto it, instead of reading it for what the story actually is, a psychological horror. But these fans of the manhwa are so loud with their falsified claims of the story that all people know about Killing Stalking now is it is a twisted love story that okays horrible treatment of partners in relationships, which is wrong. So let me go into some more deeper detail on the story so you can understand it and our main characters a bit better. So, spoiler alert. Our two main characters, Yunbum and Songwoo, are both severely mentally ill in their own rights. Now, is that me demonizing mentally ill people? No. It's just for the context of this horror story that those are the states of our characters. Both men, unfortunately, grew up with abusive parents/guardians that have either attempted or successfully and repeatedly sexually assaulted them, and both have witnessed or been the victim of domestic abuse. Songwoo's mother was abused by his father, all the while she abused Songwoo and even attempted to kill him. This results in Songwoo's mom poisoning and killing her husband, and then after finally snapping herself, results in Songwoo killing her. For Yunbum, he lost his parents at a young age and grew up with his grandmother and uncle, his father's brother. We learned that Yunbum apparently looked much like his mother, who dated his uncle before in turn marrying his father and then had him. So the uncle chooses to project his feelings by resenting and abusing Yunbum because of this. Sorry, like I said, this is dark stuff. So both Yunbum and Songwoo in their current states in the present day of the story both gravitate towards, again unfortunately, what is familiar. This is not the they found each other and can fix each other's story. This is the oh no, these two's life experiences will attract one to another and result in horrifying outcome story, which is exactly what happens. Songwoo does not love Yunbum, nor is he truly even queer. He has projected much of his mother onto Yunbum, who is tiny, frail, and more feminine in looks, and since Songwoo was never able to fully mentally recover from his childhood experiences, keeps Yunbum with him. It is truly twisted and really just sad. It's not love. While for Yunbum, Songwoo for him was not only a figure with familiar tendencies to his uncle, but before their joining together, had saved Yunbum from sexual assault while they were both serving their military service. So to Yunbum, he has fallen for his savior. God, sorry for all the air quotes, but it's my best way to present this, I guess. And listen, from the tragedy of both characters' backstories, I get the one as a reader to see them both heal from their traumas and overcome it together. But that's exactly the point of this horror. They do not. If anything, the overly romanticizing of these two as a couple via intense yaoi shippers only proves the reality of this terrifying story. What I mean by that is the way these fangirls so desperately want Yunbum and Songwoo to be in love is exactly how Yunbum feels in the story. Yunbum throughout the story excuses the murders and countless other atrocities committed by Songwoo because he believes that the two are together and in love. And helping Songwoo is what Yunbum should do because they are in a relationship. It's sick, it's sad, it's disturbing. That's the point. That's the horror of it. I feel bad for those who see the story as a romance or over-fantasize the manhwa, because this should be seen as a cautionary tale, not a romantic fantasy ideal. Also, just as a PSA, everyone, no matter who you are, deserves to be treated and loved in a healthy and growing way. Do not take abuse, belittling, or anything from anyone and deem it as love. It is not. This manhwa is like a horrific version of a situation I'm sure we've all been through, where your friend is dating someone that is horrible to them and is so toxic, and you just want to scream at them, telling them that their significant other is bad for them and it's diminishing them. That's what it's like seeing Yunbum go through this. What adds to the horror is the crocodile tears and manipulation of Songwoo's troubles that entice Yunbum and keep him at his side. That's horror. And we as readers understand why Yunbum, someone with such low self-esteem and respect, lets Songwoo have his way with him, all the while Yunbum justifies it to himself as love. We have all had at some level similar situations, be it dating, relationships, family, friendships, etc., etc. Which is exactly why I had such an emotional time when finishing this series. It hurts. It really hurts. It's conflicting and it's real horror, right? Reasons why I enjoy, let's say for example, Scream over Hellraiser, because it's so plausible that the events of Scream happens in real life with a serial killer on the loose, rather than a book summoning acupuncture demons. Killing Stalking is a horror story that shows the horrifying effects of abuse and toxic relationships. Now, I don't want to explain too much further about the story, and I know that makes it kind of a short video, but I would recommend that if these themes aren't too triggering for you, and you go in with the mindset of the story's true intention as presented by the author, a horror, then you will probably really enjoy the story, or see the value in it as a horror. Sometimes you can enjoy something without it being like happy enjoyment, you know? And if you had a bad view of the story because you thought it was romanticizing horrible treatment and abuse, but are now watching this, I suggest the same to you, to try rereading it. If you would like a more in-depth analysis too, I suggest checking out this video by Melonthought. It was definitely an inspiration for not only this video, but my original reading of Killing Stalking. The only more I can really say is to please ignore the crazed yaoi fans and read this media with its true intent, so that you can have your own unbiased and uninfluenced opinion. Well, to get out of this dark hole, let's end on a happy note, which is I am in the works of making a fun short video to celebrate 200 subscribers almost, via making a sequel to my so far most viewed video, ranking JoJo characters by how gay they are. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I am once again trying to do 2 videos a week, so hopefully next Wednesday I will have my next D&D for Dummies video out, and on Saturday we'll probably have another video essay out. As a question for you in the comments, what do you all think of media or stories, TV shows, what have you, that are kind of tarnished or ruined by overzealous fans? But I'm curious to hear what your thoughts on this are, and if you've read Killing Stalking with the mindset of knowing that it's a horror, what did you think of the story? Because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very successful take on a horror. But yeah, that was kind of just like my quick rant. But either way, stay safe, stay nerdy, and have a good one, friends.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.